Hey everyone, Jordan here with 9 to 5 Toys, and today we're going to be checking out another portable pocket projector. This one is the latest from Anker, which is the Nebula Apollo. This projector uses Android 7.1, features a 4-hour runtime, and a resolution of 480p at 200 ANSI lumens. And with its $400 price point, it sits right between two other pocket projectors we've checked out recently, the Anker Nebula Capsule 2 at $580, and the Vantio Go 300, which comes in at $280 with our coupon code. So let's take a closer look at the Anker Nebula Apollo. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Toys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. So like we've mentioned, this is the third one of these little portable projectors I've checked out recently. We took a look at the Capsule 2 last year, and then also at the Vantio Go 300 earlier this year. And it seems like every time I check one of these out, I'm just amazed by the small size of these, and that's the same situation with the Apollo. It's considerably smaller than the Capsule 2 at just 2.56 by 2.56 by 5.16 inches. And it makes it about the same size as the Vantio Go 300, but with these rounded edges, it makes it feel just even more portable because of that rounded design. The new Apollo shares a lot of similar design cues and aesthetics as the Nebula Capsule 2. On the back, we have the IR receiver, a Bluetooth mode button, and a power button. On the bottom, there is an HDMI port, power input, and USB port. One key difference here on the input-output section between the Apollo and both other projectors we've checked out is the lack of a 3.5mm audio out. But you can connect a Bluetooth speaker to the Apollo to kind of expand your speaker system there, so a little bit more on that later. On top of the Apollo, there's a nice assortment of touch controls. The Apollo does include a remote, but if you don't want to use that, the touch controls make navigating the projector's smart features very easy. Here we find buttons for volume. You can swipe around on the top to navigate the menus, and tap to select. You can open the home menu, return to the previous menu, and enter and leave the mouse key mode. So one feature that really surprised me in its usability was the mouse feature. So basically when you hit the bottom left over here and enable that mouse, there's a little pointer that pops up on the screen, and you can just navigate it kind of like you would a touchpad or a trackpad. You can just navigate around and easily select different items and menus. And this makes navigating some apps like Netflix a lot easier to use. Without it, it can be a little bit cumbersome to move around. Another easy way to control the Nebula Apollo is through the Nebula Connect app. This works for all of the Nebula projectors, but it's a handy way to use the mouse functionality. You can also use 2 fingers to scroll, and you can also use the normal controller functionality. And there's also a keyboard input, which makes it a lot easier to input text. So let's talk about the image a little bit. While the 200 ANSI lumen is the same rating as the Nebula Capsule 2, the resolution on the Apollo is only 480p, while the Capsule 2 has 720p. So depending on how big of a screen you're trying to project, you probably won't notice that difference. But if you're going for the maximum 100 inches or whatever, then the Apollo will look a little bit softer. But viewing the Apollo in a dark room looks great. The picture was fine for me. It does have auto keystone adjustments, so depending on what angle you're facing the Apollo at a wall, it'll automatically adjust that. And then to adjust focus, over here on the side, there's a manual focus dial. That's something that's nice on the Capsule 2 is it has an automatic focus, but on the Apollo, you have a manual dial here on the side. So as we've mentioned, the Apollo is a Wi-Fi smart projector, so you can connect it to a Wi-Fi network. You can use the Android 7.1 to download and install different applications to view media through. And it can also act as a Bluetooth speaker, so you can connect a phone or other device to it to play audio through. The Apollo uses, I think it's a single 6-watt speaker to play music, so not as powerful as the Capsule 2, but still pretty decent. It gets pretty loud for its incredibly small size. And the other connectivity options are on the back here, the HDMI, so you can plug in a laptop or gaming console or anything else that you want to plug into that. And then also has a USB port, so you can play media from a thumbstick. And as we briefly mentioned earlier, while it lacks a 3.5mm output for, sending it to a stereo system or some other audio device, you can, through the menus, navigate and connect a Bluetooth speaker to the Apollo. So you can connect everything from, another little portable Bluetooth speaker, like something from Anker, or any other device with Bluetooth. So like the bookshelf speakers from Fluence we checked out last year, the AI40s. So depending on where you're using the Apollo, you can obviously boost the audio through Bluetooth and make it sound a lot better. And another great feature, because it is a smart projector, you can cast media to it, or you can even connect through AirPlay and mirror your iOS devices. So this is a great way to share photos or to share anything else that you have on your phone. And because of its small size, the Apollo is extremely portable. And with a 4-hour runtime, which I was getting pretty close to that, you should be able to watch at least one movie anywhere that you go without needing an additional charge. And there are a couple features that I really like about these Nebula projectors over some more budget options like the Vancio Go 300. And one of those is the buttons, the controls here on the top of it, the physical controls. The Vancio doesn't have any physical controls on it. You have to use the remote, which they don't even include the AAA batteries required, which is a bummer. But in addition to the remote, on the Nebula projectors, there are all these buttons on here to control it. So if you don't feel like using the remote, or you're trying to pack as little as possible, and that's just something additional you don't want to take, you don't have to. You have full functionality without the remote. And then another small feature that I absolutely love on these is the quarter 20 thread here on the bottom. So you can mount it to a tripod easily, and that just makes it easier to project the image onto any surface. If you want to put it on the ceiling or anything like that, it makes it a lot more stable, a lot easier. My favorite thing to connect it to is the Joby GorillaPod. I've been leaving the Capsule 2 pretty much always on this when I have it around my house. And like I said, that just makes it extremely easy to project the image onto any wall or ceiling or any surface. It's something that my kids really enjoy because they can watch their favorite shows on the ceiling. So overall, the Anker Nebula Apollo is an extremely impressive portable pocket projector. Of course, that comes at a price at $400. But like we mentioned in the intro, that puts it right in between the Capsule 2, which costs $580, and the Vancio Go 300, which with our coupon code is $280. So you can kind of judge based on those different features, which projector would be right for you if you are in the market for one. And I'll have links to the other 2 reviews so you can check those out as well. But I'm extremely impressed with the Apollo. I mean, like I said, it's incredibly small and has a nice, clear, bright image, a nice long runtime, and is extremely easy to use. So what do you think of the Anker Nebula Apollo pocket projector? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.